I am a platinum trophy hunter with 121 platinum trophies. Or in other words, I have no life. If you don't know what a platinum trophy is a PlayStation only trophy or achievement. That means you have captured or gotten, earned, whatever, every trophy in the game of your choosing if it has a platinum trophy, which means that I have completed or beaten 121 games to completion to get the platinum trophy, or at least all trophies in the game. Because there are some games that don't have a platinum trophy, but you can still get 100% achievements, like the game I'm talking about today. I'm not going to tell you the entire process of the platinum trophy because to me, I would take too long to explain that and the video would be too long. So I figured I actually show you the most difficult trophy that I've gotten from this game, and the game is Outlast. If you don't know what Outlast is, it is a great horror game about a researcher, I think he's a researcher, going to an asylum called Mount Massive Asylum, which basically does like MK Ultra type experiments on their patients, or I guess inmates are not really patients at that point because they're being tested on. If they're patients, it would be, cured or at least taken care of. So as I'm making this video right now, I already have all trophies for both the DLC of the game and the base game of Outlast. Which, I'm just going to say this now, the base game for the trophy guide is a 7 out of 10 difficulty. To me, that should be dropped down to a 4 out of 10 because I'm sorry, this game to me was so easy to 100%. I'm just gonna say that now. It was so easy for me. Stage 1 of the platinum trophy is just beat the game normally while getting all collectibles. There's 62 or 63 collectibles in the game, then being separated into documents and notes. Documents being ones that you just find throughout the asylum, like actual documents, like files and shit. Notes being just pull up your camcorder and look at a event that's happening and you write it down in your notes. That's all it is. And it goes into my next point. In this game, you have a camcorder, and the camcorder is mainly used for night vision. It does have a battery life, so once the battery dies, you can't use night vision. You can still look through the camera, but you can't use night vision. And the normal game, you can carry 10 batteries, but when you get to the last 2 hardest levels of the game, you can only carry 2. So you're pretty fucking limited. That's stage 1 of the platinum, which that's easy shit. Stage 2 is where it really gets hard. For some people. For me, it was kind of just like, ah, shit, I died once. And then I beat it on my second try. So that was cool. I was very proud of that. But the second stage of the trophy guide is beat the game on insane difficulty, which means you are playing the game with enemies that want to absolutely murder you without any hesitation, without any thought going through their head. They're going to kill you. I believe they run faster too. You have, like I said earlier, you have only 2 batteries for your camcorder, so you have to use them. You have to use your camcorder very sparingly, which, not to toot my own horn, but I'd say I'm pretty good at using it efficiently. I'll just say that. I'm pretty confident. Also, the battery placements, where you just find the batteries, they are, I want to say, different spots than what they are normally, and there is very little of them. Very little. But thankfully, the beautiful people or person that runs the Powerplex, this name that runs this YouTube channel, I love them. I want to make out with them so bad. I want to hold their hand, shake their hand, give them a little nibble on the cheek, I love them because they made this game or this guide so easy. They give you chapter by chapter collectible guides, which is just perfect. They give you an entire walkthrough on the insane difficulty, which I did watch. I basically studied that bitch, and I've beaten insane mode in 2 tries. First try, I made it to the doctor section where I died, and I was like, son of a bitch. Then the second time, I did it. And I was like, oh, that was easier than I thought it was, to be honest. And in the trophy guide for the insane difficulty, it tells you 12 battery spots, the best battery spots. But in this video, I wanted to just show you and kind of commentate on the second attempt of my insane run, which is the run where I beat it. I will post the first try of my insane run in the description as just an unlisted video. So if you want to watch that to see where I messed up and I guess how I got to that point, then you can if you want. But I'm gonna be showing the second try, the best try, the one that I actually succeeded on, because I actually like the idea of me speedrunning a game like this and just kind of commentating on what I did and I guess the best methods. So for starters, as you can see, I left the Jeep because I died. This was literally right after my first attempt. I immediately just spawned in, and then I started running to the place where you need to go to get up. Go through this little crate, or not crate, this gate right here. Go underneath it. There's no point in using your camcorder right now, because, I mean, one, you can see, and two, when you get up to this window up here, yes, you are in a very dark room, but you can maneuver it fairly easily without your camcorder, so you don't need it for the night vision and all that. See, like, if you see there, I literally just ran, and that was it. Squeeze through here for a little bit. Now that I'm thinking about it, there's no reason in general in this very first section for you to even lift up the camcorder. I take that back now that I'm thinking about it, because we're coming up to this section. And I'm gonna pause it right here, actually, to say one thing since my camera's up. As you can see, I have one battery right now. In this game, if you're trying to do the insane run, I recommend not using your first battery as much as you can, because you want to, in my opinion, you want to have 2 batteries on you at all times. At all times, have 2 batteries. And, which you'll see this later on, anytime I get to a spot where I find a battery, or when I get to one of the 12 spots that are best for battery pickups, I change my battery no matter what. So I always have 2, and I always have a full battery. So I recommend doing that. So basically, just get 2 batteries so you have 2 out of 2 batteries. And then once you find your third battery, use up the second battery, and then pick up the third battery. Boom, you still have 2 batteries with full camera life. Easy. Stuff like that is insanely easy that I recommend. And I will continue playing the video now. Now in this section, you kind of, I would say, to be honest, you don't entirely need your night vision here. If you just do what I did and like kind of turn it on and off a little bit, then you'll make it through. This area is scripted, so you can't skip this. You're gonna get thrown out the window no matter what. And this is just a cutscene, so, you know, you just have to let that play. You can't really do anything.
And who are you, then?
Also, while this cutscene's playing, I'll say this now since I forgot to at the beginning of the video. I will post my PSN Profiles Account in the description of the video, so if you want to look at the other platinum trophies I have, then go ahead, you can look at them. Just I will say this now, I do have a lot of throwaway games, like ones where you literally just hold a button and you get the platinum trophy. Yes, I am ashamed of it, but hey, it's on my record now, so whatever. Now, upon getting up, we're actually getting the second battery in the game, which is right here. I don't use the battery yet, because like I said earlier, I would like to always have a full camera battery along with 2 batteries. So right now, we're just getting the key card for the game, or the key card to progress in the game, sorry. So now that we have two batteries, we're basically set. So right here, yep, grab the key card. Leave the guy in the wheelchair we saw earlier. He's gonna jump up at us. We can't avoid that. We have to. It's scripted, so you know, kind of just have to let it happen. Kind of mean though. Just kind of grabs us, tries choking us. Pretty mean, but whatever. This is a asylum after all. After that, just keep sprinting. Also, something you're gonna see in this too is I fucking run a lot, which makes sense because I'm quite literally speedrunning this. Now, there's nothing here for us anyway, so we just go inside the security room, go to the keyboard, let the cutscene play while the priest turns off the power. Now, upon him turning off the power, if you played this game before, we have to turn on the power again, which means we have to actually go to where the priest was, which right there. He's right there, little cocky dickhead. We have to reset the generator to get to the basement, or to turn on the power. But first, we have to actually get inside this locker and hide from the big guy who threw us out the window first. This is pretty easy. If you literally just stay in here until he passes that window to the left. Well, not like that. When he leaves the room and passes the window to the left, then we can just run. Because in all, I guess, my testing, he doesn't really follow you. Like, if you just sprint all the way down to the basement, you're good. Like right here, he's out of the security room. Second he turns to his left and starts walking, that's when I'm gonna get out of the locker. So I get out right here. I make sure he's a little ways further from the window, and I just sprint. And if you look behind me, like, he's not even running at me. He just kind of looks at me, and he's like, huh? Go through this little gap. Once you go through there, you're safe from the big guy. He won't chase you. This section is very, very dark. But as you can see, I'm trying to use my night vision sparingly. And here is the first of 2 generators in this room. I recommend going to this one first because it's closest to the door, and you don't want to be near that door when the guy gets out. I am using my night vision a lot. That's only because I can't really see. Now, when that guy comes in, if you're close to the other generator, he's most likely going to come to you. So I try to, you know, go around him, which I do accomplished. Go up the stairs. I think he noticed me right here, so I just started sprinting. And upon me getting to the last room for the generator, I go ahead and flip it on just to save time, and then I hide in a locker so I, you know, don't die. Which, something I forgot to mention as I'm hiding, in this game, normal enemies take 2 hits to kill you, while the big bosses, or the big guys, take 1 hit. So if you're in a situation with one of the big guys, yeah, you best not to die. Now, since I got out of the locker because he's most likely gone, I walk, but he still notices me. I take a hit once, and I just sprint. To be honest, when I was playing this, I thought I was gonna die right then and there, but I don't, thank God. I sprint, immediately jump down, and then I go through this little crack in the wall, so he basically de-aggroes. So as you can see, he would have followed me all the way through if I didn't go through that crack. So now that I did, I, you know, de-aggroed him. So now I go back through, and there's only one thing for me to do left, and that's turn on the generator, or the power, which is literally right in front of your face. Right there, the green light right there. The only thing I do is I just run, turn it on, and then run out. That's all I do. Make sure he's not around first, and then I just walk to it, or I guess sprint to it, turn it on, and leave. Boom, that easy. Now, I've also played this game a lot in the past, so I'm very familiar with the base game and what to do in the game. But I also, in my very first playthrough of the game, when I was getting the trophies, I actually missed a collectible, which sucked. So I had to play the game for a second time, which I would say that actually helped me with this run. That and obviously the first attempt of this run too. Both of those, I would say helped me with trying to like understand the layout even more. Now we're just gonna let this cutscene play because I mean we can't do anything here. Because all the cutscenes in this game aren't skippable. You have to watch them. Now with that done, we wake up in the cell. This section's pretty easy. It's just a lot of running, basically. It kind of takes a while to get out of the cell, though. I don't know if you have to trigger something or you just have to wait a certain amount of time before the cell door opens. But I just kind of go back and forth and like spin around in this room while I wait to get left out. I use the camcorder in the room to get the document or the note to see if that triggers it, but as you can see, the door finally opens now. Across there are the two naked guys. Don't worry about them. Just skim past them. Go through this door. Go up the crack in the wall. Go up. And then leave. Or, I guess, turn behind you. And then, boom. There's that section. I mean, done, I guess. I mean, pretty straightforward. Nothing really attacks you, so you're good. Something I want to also say is, if you look, like every time I use my camcorder and the night vision, I turn it on and then off immediately. I shit you not, I'm quite literally trying to act like a bat, like in a way. If that makes any sense. I'm trying to, first off, with this section, you open that door and then you run away. Because we need to get into that room, but if you run away, you can just go around him. I do get hit here. You can avoid that hit, but I get hit there because, I mean, it's fine to take at least one hit. Close the door, switch the button on, hide in the locker. I wait until both of them leave the room while they're breaking down the door and investigating the room, and then leave. I'll say the bat thing again. I literally do what bats do in this game. I kind of just... Well, bats, I think, scream, so they can... Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know how bats use vision, but whatever. I shouldn't have said bat then, but whatever. Stupidity. But I try to at least get a good feel for the room I'm in with the night vision. If I just switch it on for like a split second and then off, I get a pretty good idea of the room. And if I need to again, I can just flip it on and off. Now with this, with me getting out, one of the guys over there, he will break down a door just around that corner. When he breaks it down is a perfect time to run. So right there, run across both of them. You can avoid him, and then once you do that, just hop in the airlock over here and you're safe. Because they can't follow you inside the airlock, so you're completely safe. Upon doing that, just leave, obviously. Jump out the window, because that door in front of you is closed, or locked anyways. Plus, there's two naked guys there who want to kill you, so obviously don't go there. Crawl up through the window. We need to get a key, which is all the way down here. It's literally just a straightforward shot. You cannot miss it. You don't even need your camcorder. Since you got that, exit the way you came out of. Go to the thing. Open it with the key card. Go in. I don't think you need a camcorder for this section. Just jump out the window. I think when I emerge from the window, I think I use the camcorder again because I literally can't see. I recommend waiting until they stop talking because I think they're still there. Yeah, right there, as you can see, I turned on my camcorder twice just so I can see. This section's also very easy. It's basically scripted. I'm getting another battery as well right here, which is why I changed my battery. That is the second battery pickup, by the way. Now, upon doing this section, turn on the button. Big Piggy's gonna come up. Second I press it, I run to the vent because that vent's gonna open anyways. You don't need a camcorder for the vent. If you look down and hug the wall, you can basically make your way to the end of the vent. This is scripted. You can't avoid it. Now, this section, you do need your night vision, but if you see soon, you kind of don't at the same time. I'll wait until it turns dark first. Alright, so once that light turns off, hide in this little corner right here. This corner is literally the best corner to hide that I've experienced. I wait until the pig guy passes me, so as you can see his silhouette in the darkness. Which, by the way, I also have my brightness all the way up in the game. Once he goes in that little room, I hop over this, slowly go to the stairs, and then once I get onto the stairs, I just start running. Because once you get to the stairs, you're basically safe. You don't need to do anything else. Or you don't need to avoid him, you just run. And there's 2 or 3 like obstacles you need to avoid, so he needs to avoid those too, so that slows him down. So you have plenty of time to make it. And once you get in this room, well, actually, once you get to this little crack right here, you're basically safe. He won't follow you through there at all. And then go crouch down through here, and then you're safe. You don't need to do anything else. He won't chase you anymore. Now that we're in the prison block, this one again, pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Just there's one path you can only go. This part's scripted, you can't skip it. Nothing bad really happens. Well, to us. To him, something bad happened. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward. There's one way to go, only one way, so you can't really get lost. This part that's coming up is also scripted, so you can't avoid it. It's scripted. Nothing bad happens, though. If you know that there's a hole in the wall there, you don't need your camcorder. See, now that comment I made about the camcorder and my abilities is pretty accurate, huh? I'm pretty good with the camcorder. I don't really need it that well. Except down here, though. Down here, I definitely need it, because I couldn't see shit. Besides those pipes. Once we make it down that hole, we're in the sewers now, which I want to say is chapter 3 of the game, and there's 8 chapters in total. This section is also, I mean, pretty easy. There's the wall rider just passing us. Don't mind him. I mean, we have to follow him anyways, but don't mind him. This part is stupidly easy in my opinion. We need to turn on 2 valves to flush the water. As you can see, the big guy jumps down. He does spot me, but it doesn't matter because as you can see, I just kind of get rid of him pretty easily. Like, the second I get into this crack in the wall, he doesn't follow me anymore. He's just kind of like, ah, damn. Well, lost my chance. Turn on the valve. I leave the door open because, I mean, like I said before, he can't fit through that gap. So you're safe in that little area no matter what. Instead of going the route I took before, I go through this little tunnel to the left. He is to the right of me, so I wait a little bit for him to leave. Which kind of takes him a while because he's an asshole. But the second he moves, I immediately just start sprinting to the next valve to turn it off because after, well, in my experience, after I turned off the second valve, he kind of, well, his NPC or AI just kind of turns off along with it too. Like, he doesn't really do anything. Like, right now, I'm literally dead sprinting, and he's not chasing me. He's not doing anything. He's still in that little area. Why? I don't know. This is insane mode. He shouldn't be doing that, but whatever. I turn off the valve, and then I immediately just run back because he's not going to follow me. He's not going to get me. You can still hear him. You can see him right there, but, I mean, I'm safe. I'm perfectly fine. Just go down the ladder. Boom, I'm good. Now, this section is very daunting on the camcorder because I have to actually use the camcorder for this section because, as you can tell, it is pitch black. I have to use my camcorder. But, thankfully, I do not use too much of it. I use a good amount, I would say. Now, we're coming up to a section that I honestly kind of had my doubts about, but before that, we're getting our 3rd battery. There's our 3rd battery pickup. Go down this, and like I said before, we are now coming up to a part where I was actually kind of concerned about while I was doing this run. I passed it in the first try of this. I recommend staying on the left side of this because if you stay on the left side, you're like elevated and you'll just skip everything and you're not in water, so you run pretty fast. Go through here, this little tunnel. Since I keep getting distracted, I'll actually, I guess, fully say this now. Like I said, like I keep trying to say before, this next section that we're coming up to, I was scared on because I just didn't like this section in general because there's just so much water and you can't run. And you have to take a very wide route to actually get to where you need to. Which, in that little tunnel that I was in, you don't need your camcorder because if you just hug the wall, you can basically get to it. This section right here, though, you do need your camcorder because, as you can see, it is like that other area. It is pitch black. You 100% need your camcorder here. But a lot of the sections are just sprint straight for a good amount of time, then turn, then sprint straight for a good amount of time. So that section's kind of easy. This is the section that I was talking about with a lot of water that I was scared of. As you can see, the silhouette right there is the big guy, or the pig, or piggy, whatever the hell his name is. He chases you. I don't recommend running, because if you run, first off, you're not going to run because you're in water. You're not going to be able to run in it. I recommend getting to that pipe. That's a good spot to get to. That, and also, if you run, he is going to hear you immediately and know exactly where you are. As you can see, though, like I said before, I'm taking the long route so I can get to the stairs, because the absolute millisecond my toes touch the stairs, I start running to the ladder so I can jump onto it. And I'm also checking to make sure he's nowhere near me. As you can see, boom, done. Easy, just like that. Get through this section. There's a guy over here that will run down the hallway and try to kill you. I don't know why he just does that, but you can juke him out like this. It's very easy. Just juke him out like that. Go down there. He'll stop following you once you get to that little doorway. Actually, he probably stops following you once you get to the stairs, actually. So yeah, once you get to the stairs, you're basically good. Follow that guy who's running. You'll come to another section that's dark. You honestly don't need to use your camcorder there. I did it just in case, because I honestly didn't know which turn to take. Now we're in chapter 4, which we're also coming up to the part where I died in my first run. But this section is very, very easy if you just don't look back and keep running. Those are my 2 rules for this one. Don't look back and keep running. And obviously, be quick. But that goes along with the keep running thing, because if you're running, you're being quick. You know? Which, if you don't know what happens in this section, we get chased. I got turned around right there. I thought I needed to go that way, but I needed to go through the vent. There's, I think, 3 or 4 people chasing you. The double doors over there are locked, so we have to go up the vent. You don't need the camcorder for this part, because the vent is straightforward. There's no turns, just go straight and you'll make it to the drop. The second you drop in this room, head over to this crate and move it away from the door so you can actually get through the door. Close the door. I don't think you need to close the door, but I close the doors just in case. This one you do, though, because of the crate right here. Move that crate so they don't get to you. Once you're done with that, move over to the other door. Move the crate away from the door so you can get through the door. I don't close the door because the other door is blocked by the gate. Open this room. Don't need to close the door, just crawl through the vent right here. Pretty easy. They're not gonna follow you in there because you're already going through the vent. Go down. Just keep sprinting. This jump is very scary because if you press jump at the wrong time, you will fall and you will die. So when I made that jump, it was like a huge weight was lifted off my chest. So that was great, because I was scared that I was gonna die there, because I've died there before in the past. On like normal modes, not on insane mode. Once you get into this room, you're safe. Just close the door, wait for the dumbwaiter, get in the dumbwaiter, and you're good. Another cutscene will play that you can't skip. So, yeah, as you can see, that section is very easy. Oh no, the doctor! But yeah, this is another cutscene that you can't avoid. This guy, he's a quote-unquote doctor. but he, I will say, has a very nice ass, which I hope I show in this clip, or in this video.
Okay, here we go, arms and legs inside the car at all times.
I will say, though, I actually do like this guy's dialogue and the voice actor. The voice actor for the Doctor is amazing. I love him. He did a very good job with this. But also, the people who made this game did a very good job in general. Because I love this game. I haven't played the second one, though. But I love the first one. And the DLC. I've heard the second game is also amazing. But again, I haven't played it.
Go on, run free.
I want to, though, obviously.
I'm in no hurry. No,
I'm such an ass.
Those are the grindstone.
Yeah, he taunts us here, but obviously we can't do anything because we're tied down in a wheelchair, being taken to, wherever the hell. This is where you can see his ass. I'm hoping I pan my camera to his ass so you can at least get a glimpse of it. Come on, me. Pan the camera around. Okay, fine then, don't. I guess I didn't want to look at his ass right then and there. But I'll show a picture of his ass. It's a great ass.
You're putting that tongue to any use anyway.
So, some of these guys on the beds, believe it or not, they are actually going to be very helpful for us in the run. Well, in this section of the run, they're going to be helpful because they help distract the Doctor from us. Or at least in, like, I think 2 or 3 spots, I actually use them to distract the Doctor.
Movies. And it'll give us a chance to talk.
To be honest, this is my... Oh, there's his ass. I don't need to show a picture. Never mind. There's his beautiful ass. Look at it. Isn't it nice?
I'm a bit worried.
Anyways, this little cutscene is probably my least favorite and my most favorite section of the game. I hate it because he cuts off 2 of your fingers and it's just really hard to watch because I don't like anything to deal with fingers, fingernails, ears, eyes, teeth, toenails, fingernails, anything to do with those, I hate. So this section, I hate it because of that, but I also love it because of just the horror your character is going through right now. That and the voice acting from the Doctor is just amazing.
What happens when all money's gone? All money becomes a matter of faith. And that's what I mean.
And then he's just kind of like just yapping to you about just random shit.
Believe. You paying attention? Don't pass out on me.
Don't pass out on me. I love that line. Don't pass out on me. It's like, bro, you're cutting off 2 of my fingers. How am I not supposed to pass out? Yep, there goes our ring finger on our left hand and I think our middle finger on our right. Now since he left, we can, oh, it's our index finger, not our middle finger. So now that he left, we are going to wiggle our way out of the wheelchair, which will play another, why did it take me so long? Which is gonna play another little cutscene, which is just him throwing up and then grabbing the camcorder. Poor guy. Miles has gone through so much. Miles is the main character's name, by the way. Alright, now that we are out of the wheelchair, there's a guy on the bed to our right over here. He's talking. He's going to keep talking because he knows that we're here, so he's basically talking to us. But soon he's going to start yelling and getting the Doctor's attention, which we are in this bed because when the Doctor gets there, we're gonna basically, you know, go behind the Doctor, go through the door that he's gonna go through, which is obviously to our left right there. We're gonna go there and the Doctor's not even gonna know that we left until he looks inside the room that we were in. This is where the guy starts yelling and then the Doctor's gonna come in soon, which is right there. Perfect timing. I wait until he's at the bed and then I get out from the... Oh, okay, maybe I don't wait until he's out the bed. I wait until he's almost at the bed. This guy is gonna make a noise, so I immediately start sprinting because he's gonna alert the doctor. Go up to the vent. The doctor can't follow you. The vent is pretty straightforward. Just keep going straight and you're done, basically. Here, he'll walk... I try to get his attention because I need his attention to get away from him. So I try to grab his attention before I go through this room. But as you can see, I'm having a hard time. Now that I have his attention, I immediately sprint all the way back to this room. I close the door behind me. I wait a little bit because I actually need him to be at that door, and he wasn't. So I was very scared because, which I'll pause right now. I was very scared in this section because this is where I died on the first attempt. Out that door is another door to the left with a crate in front of it. So you have to move the crate first before you open the door. The thing is, in the first attempt of the game that I did, he was still following me when he shouldn't have been. And I died when I was trying to move the crate. And I was like, aw, shit. And you die in one hit from him, so... yeah, and I'll keep playing the video. So I was trying to make sure he wasn't there so I can actually move the crate. And I remember, yeah, I get his attention like that, and I basically just go back to the room that I was in before to see if he can actually, you know... See, this time he's actually at the door, but he's in the wrong section, or I guess position, but... I try to close the door there, but there's no door. I didn't know that. Since he broke down that door, I have plenty of time. I was still scared because the music was playing, but right as you can see, though, the music stopped playing when I moved the crate. Close the door just in case. That guy makes a sound, which doesn't matter because it doesn't alert the guard, or the doctor. I go up to the vent. Couldn't remember if the vent had a turn, so I had to use my camcorder. A lot of the vents in this game, though, they're literally just, you move straight and that's it, so you don't need the camcorder, but there are some where you have to actually use your camcorder a little bit. Now this section's also easy. Just open the door here. Grab the key. The second you grab the key, he's gonna break down that door to the left. Come to this corner. No matter what, and I mean this, no matter what, do not move, because the doctor will literally just walk right past you. See? He just walks right past you like nothing happens, and then you just run to the elevator, and you're good. I closed the door because I remembered that I didn't move the crate all the way down here, which I was a little scared about, not gonna lie. I didn't move it all the way first when I should have moved it first. I open the door. Oh, I guess I don't open the door yet. I open the door now. I can hear him behind me. I get to the elevator, and I'm safe. Now it plays a little cutscene. And we get to... I would say another hard section, but it's only hard because it's very, very dark. So yeah, the doctor dies there, and the exit is just right there. But don't worry, we'll go through that door anyways. We'll do it soon. We open up the hatch to the elevator to get out. We're one floor above where we need to be, so obviously just go the only way you can go. Which soon I will actually be getting a battery. There's the priest. We just go past him because fuck him. Go through this section. It is very dark. Go into this little bathroom area, and then we leave immediately after. This is where I get my 4th battery of the game. As you can see, I reload my battery, grab the battery, and then leave. So if we climb up here, which this is the wrong section that I was thinking of it being extremely dark. So as you can see, the entire cafeteria is burning, so we need to use the sprinkler system to turn it off, which we will do. But in order to turn off the sprinkler system, the pig, or the big piggy guy, the big guy, he's going to be chasing us or trying to hunt us down, which it's pretty easy to avoid. Once you cross this section, you're in dangerous territory. Technically. The door to the right is, or the room to the right, sorry, is the room with the valve. He doesn't notice you if you just immediately sprint to the laundry room over here. Go into the laundry room, turn this one on. I go behind these shelves over here because it's extremely dark. He can't see me, and I have good access to look at the door. So as you can see, I zoom in all the way with the camcorder so I can see where he is from behind the shelves. Which, I mean, I just kind of sit here and wait until he leaves. Wait until he turns. And then once he turns, I get out. And then I start making my way to the other valve. Which, this valve is also very easy to get to because you need to squeeze through a gap. And since he can't squeeze through gaps, once you're in that gap, you're safe. He won't chase you. And I heard him breaking down the door, so I looked to see which door, found out which door it was, and then I just basically sprinted my way to the next valve. This was the gap I was talking about. Again, once you get through that gap, you're safe. You don't need to worry about anything. Yeah, there's music playing, but, I mean, whatever. It doesn't matter. He's not going to get you. Go all the way down to this door, or to this room, turn on the valve, and then leave, basically. In my experience, I literally just ran to the room to turn on the sprinklers, and he never followed me, so that's what I did. I was gonna go to the right here, but he's right there, so I have to go around him, actually, because he notices me, so I have to go around. But I actually liked that he noticed me there, because I would say that gave me plenty of time to actually turn on the sprinkler system. But yeah, turn it on. He doesn't really follow me. He just kind of just like, ah, shit, he went away. Then once you get through this gap, you are safe and sound. Don't need to worry about anything. And then now that, you know, the sprinkler system's on, the cafeteria is not on fire anymore. So we can actually progress. This guy, this is scripted. Nothing bad happens, though. Again, it's just scripted. Alright, now we're getting into a spot that's, I would say, is somewhat hard. Why did I pause the game? Oh. I actually know why I paused the game. I was looking at the walkthrough for the insane, like, the mode. Make sure I wasn't messing anything up. So the second you walk outside, go to the left to go inside this shed to get the key that you need to get to, you know, leave. We go over here, which is basically almost right across from the shed. Use the key, open said door. Go through here, we get introduced to the wall rider up close and personal. There he is. He doesn't kill you, so don't worry about him. Go up the ladder. I would say, I can't remember if you can die from a fall from here, or if you just take damage, but I would still be very careful with some of the jumps right here, just in case you do die. Pretty easy, though. Just parkour like a little ninja. Little shinobi. Pretty easy. But as you can see, though, like I said before, I would consider this section kind of hard because of how dark it is. Which, I mean, again, not to toot my own horn, but I'm pretty efficient with my night vision on how I use it. I would say I'm pretty good with it. There are some spots where I'm looking at where I'm like, okay, I could use without the fucking night vision here. I'm using a little too much. Getting another battery as well. This guy, I think, is just masturbating, but don't worry about him. Grab our fourth... Nope. No, our fifth battery. Sorry, not our fourth, our fifth. This section, the little piggy big guy is going to show up. I would recommend just sprinting all the way to the right to where you see this little thing over here, because he is currently jumping down. Well, as you're running to it, he's currently jumping down. And then basically once you get to it, he's on the ground. So he won't really notice you, so you should be good. Then just kind of shimmy on over till you get to this little section. When you drop down here, the pig guy is going to show up once you turn to your left over here. He's going to show up and he's going to chase you. Once he does that, immediately run onto that dumpster that you jumped down on, because he can't get you from there. And then in this section, I was trying to find where he was, but I couldn't see him with the night vision and the rain. So I had to actually use the thunder in the game to figure out where the hell he was. Because in this section, the only thing I want to do is just get around him. Because there's a section right where he started chasing us where you just crouch down and you walk through it and you're good. He won't follow you. So this is the only section where I'm kind of like, okay, you need to move so I know where you are so I can get away from you. With that lightning struck, I see where he is, and I figured it's a good enough time to go now. Still making sure he's not coming to me, though. This was the section I was talking about. Just crouch down, and he won't follow you. And then, boom, you're safe. Now we're coming up to the 6th battery, which... to be honest, you don't need to get this battery, but I would get it just in case, so you know, have max battery life and 2 out of 2 batteries. This section, pretty easy. Yeah, there's the priest talking again. Who cares about him? Go through this section. I paused there because I was looking at the insane walkthrough again. Make sure I didn't fuck anything up. This section is very straightforward. We're also coming up to our 7th battery, which again, you don't really need to get, but I get it anyways, just in case. Go up the stairs. This section, well, these jumps are pretty easy. You can't really mess them up. There's one jump there, but then there's another one if we actually unlock the door right there that we need to. This section, I would say, if you're not, I guess, being safe, you can die pretty easily, but this section's pretty easy. So we need to get 2 fuses to put into a fuse box so we can actually get a key to go to the area we need to. I go to this area first because there's no enemies at all. Like, literally no enemies. Get the valve, or the valve. Get the fuse. Once you pick up the fuse, the main guy who's going to be chasing you comes in through the hallway, and he's going to chase you down, but just go around him. It's pretty easy. I try to get his attention so I can go around him. But he's being mean. He's being hard. Stop looking in the bed, man. There he goes. Grab that guy. Well, grab that guy's attention. Just go around him. I immediately just run. A good way to de-aggro him is go back to where you were. The second you vault over that, he will de-aggro. So you can immediately go after the other fuse. So I'm going to the left this time, which now that I'm thinking about it, it's actually 3 fuses, not 2. This guy will not chase you until you pick up the fuse. So he'll chase you to try to kill you, but like I said, he's pretty easy, just go around. As you can see, he walks very slow. I closed the door because out of my experience, he doesn't leave that room. I go to the next room. I believe we're coming up on another battery. Yeah. This is the 8th battery now, which, again, don't really need to get, but always good to have another battery. This is the last room. I get the fuse, and then I try to get the other guy's attention from before. He's supposed to be walking to this room, but he didn't get there fast enough, so I was trying to get to him so he can get to me quicker, so I can, you know, get around and get the fuck out quicker. So right here, he actually turns the corner because I didn't know where the hell he was. But I obviously found him. Didn't get hit, thankfully, even if I did get hit, it wouldn't have mattered. So try to juke him around. I do. At this point, it's just do the same thing you did last time to de-aggro him. Vault over that one spot, and then he'll de-aggro. Pretty easy. Actually, no, I don't do that. I close the door. Oh, never mind, I don't. Okay, well then I guess I just lied to myself and you. Yeah, de-aggro him. I think I close the door when I come back. Yeah, I close the door when I come back just in case. And then I throw the 3 fuses in. Turn on the dumbwaiter. Drop the key down, and then I leave. Because the guy actually starts chasing you now. Not for long, but he still chases you. Go down the stairs again. And then I go to this area that we were before, because this is where the dumbwaiter drops off the key at. Right over here where the light is. Boom. Grab the key. Leave. Again, pretty straightforward. There's going to be people following you, but they're very easy to avoid if you just keep running and do not stop and don't look back. Also, I don't think they can make it past that jump. So, you're good. Open this door because it was locked, and that's what we got the key for. There's another jump, which I would say this jump is harder than the last, but they're both pretty easy. We are at our 9th battery now, which we're going to get a 10th one soon. We need to go this way now. Now, we're coming up to the section where we actually lose our camcorder, and it is surprisingly very easy to both get the camcorder and leave with the camcorder. It's very easy. Very straightforward as well. Well, a lot of this is very straightforward. No matter what, when you walk in that room, no matter what, you're gonna drop down because the floor is weak. So you drop down, just climb up, and then go around it. Go through this door, and then we exit the room through these doors. We follow the wall rider. Keep going straight, because again, we're following him. Now, this room, the 2 naked guys from before are gonna show up. The only thing I do is I open the door. I only walk, don't run. I walk to this corner, and I sit and I wait. Because in this corner, even though they should clearly see you, they don't. They just walk away. So, yeah, pretty fucking easy. After that, when they walk away, I go close the door, and I just sprint the way. I sprint the rest of the way there. Go to the back of the room, to the other door. Now we're about to lose our camcorder, which, as I said before, is a very easy and straightforward section of the game. If you die here, to be honest, I'm sorry, you should stop playing. Because, again, this section is very easy. Well, to me, this entire run is easy. Because you can beat the entire game if you just speedrun it. You can beat the entire game in, like, an hour. Oh, no, the camcorder, no! With that gone, we're gonna climb up, but the second we climb up, we're actually gonna have to climb back down. So, I'm gonna jump down immediately. We go through the door that one person went through, which I don't know where that person went, but okay. There was a battery to our right. We won't get that yet because I mean, we don't have the camcorder right now. And 2, we don't need the battery right now. Cut through this area, jump down the hole. I apparently messed up jumping down a hole right there. As you can see, like I said, it's pretty easy because the game kind of just tells you where to go, and it also shows you, it also gives you a lot of lighting. That guy, he won't hurt you. That's scripted. That just happens. Now here is where it gets dark, but you can still maneuver your way through. I get the camcorder. The second you turn on the camcorder, there's people to your left. There's 3 people to your left, so just immediately run. Because if you stay there a little longer, they would just beat the shit out of you. Now, since we have the camcorder, I don't know why I'm using the night vision. I don't need it. But I'm using it anyways for some reason. Just run through where you went through before, and you'll be good. The second you climb up on those ladder, or the lockers, you're completely safe, because no enemies in this game climb up ladders, vents, or anything. Now I get the battery here, because why not? This is our 10th battery. Now we can go back to where we dropped the camcorder, and we can actually progress the game. Because before we couldn't, because it was dark and, you know, we need night vision. And also, since it's dark, the game puts invisible walls there because they're like, you don't have your camcorder, which means you don't have night vision, which means, no, 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 you can't go through here. Unless you, I don't know, no clip or some shit somehow. That, to be honest, is a very hard jump to make, but I made it because I'm a god. Now, this section, wait for the floor to fall completely, because I made the mistake of dying there once, you know, on my normal playthrough, but wait until the floor falls completely first before you actually go onto it.
How do you know you're not a patient?
Now, that line always fucks with me. Like, how do you know you're not a patient? Like, that line hits like a fucking truck. But anyways, now it's, this is where watching the walkthrough just in case I don't mess anything up. This one, we're gonna get chased by the big guy, but he's very easy to avoid. So there's a door that's cracked open, just keep running, and then the second you see that cracked door, run inside the room, go up the vent, and you're good. And as you can see, we don't even get the pig's, like, attention. He doesn't even notice we're there. He's just like, oh, it's the wind. Go to the very end of the vent where the dead guy is. And we're gonna push the guy out of the way so we can get out of the vent. Which, poor guy, I guess. Now, there's a guy to our right that tells us where to go and what to get, but I already know what to do I already know what to do. So, I go through this room. Go down here. This section's also very easy. I know I keep saying that, but this game, to me, playing it on insane mode is actually really fucking easy. Well, that's also if you know where, like, what the hell you're doing. And, not to toot my own horn, but I know what the hell I'm doing. I mean, this is my second attempt, and I beat the game on my second attempt. Now in this room, once you get to the little theater area, just go to this open door with the light on. Go all the way to the end of this. Go up the stairs. You're gonna have to crouch down, crawl through this table. Go through here where we will get our 11th battery, which I do not pick up right now. Never mind, I do pick it up right now. But yeah, that's our 11th battery, which is our second to last battery that we will ever get in the entire run. So, since we went to that door because we need to go in that room to get a key, but as you saw, there was a guy there. Upon us noticing that guy, a guy will open up that little area that we just went through. We go through there, crawl along the wall so we can get into the other room to get the key. I don't think you can miss that jump, to be honest. The key's right there. As soon as you grab the key, just run out of the room. It's pretty straightforward. Take the same route you took last time to get to this area. And then someone's going to break down that door, so hide next to this plant, because if you hide here, they're not going to see you when they walk past you, which, again, they technically should, but they don't. As you see, he just walks away. I stay walking, or, sorry, I keep walking until I get to the very top of the stairs, and then I sprint, just in case he gets my attention. Now that we have the door, or the key, sorry, we now can unlock the door and go up. And then we go through this door, cut through the kitchen, go through here. This section we're gonna come back to later in the run. We're gonna cut to the left. Don't need your camcorder or night vision because if you get all the way down here, go through the crack in the wall, see the guy praying, go through here. Now, the pig guy is going to follow us. If you go to one of the rooms, I can't remember the number, but there's a room with an open window. Go through that open window so you can progress through. Crawl out, climb against the fucking asylum's walls somehow. Cut through to another room, and now we are in a scripted area that we cannot avoid. We are in now the asylum's church where we're gonna watch the priest from earlier, I guess, crucify himself. But we also get a key in the process to the elevator so we can actually leave, you know? There's, again, nothing to do in this section, but wait until you can leave. As you can see, these two guys block you in. Once the priest is done doing his thing, they do open the door so we can leave. And if you've noticed, we only have just a little longer of the run left. We have roughly like 13 and a half minutes left of the run. To be honest, when we get to the very, very last section of the game, like, we're basically done with the game. Because, to be honest, it's not that hard. Again, I know I've been saying that a lot, but it really isn't that hard. See, now that we witnessed him crucifying himself, we can leave. So go up the vent that I struggled to go up to. You don't need your camcorder. Why am I not moving? You don't need your camcorder for this, because it's just straightforward. Now, the second we drop down here, the pig guy is going to follow us, or try to track us down right there. I recommend going all the way down to the hallway to this second door to the left, waiting, and then opening this door, and then waiting for the pig guy to enter through the first door. If he doesn't enter through the first door and enter through the second door, just go around. Juke him like that, though. And then keep sprinting. I check behind me to make sure I have a good distance between him. Go through the cafeteria we went to before. Go up the vending machine that's shining a light to the vent. Go up the vent. And then boom. You're basically safe because he can't get through the double doors into the kitchen. And now we get to the very, very last section / chapter of the game. This is the underground facility in the asylum. Again, the very last section of the game. Elevator stops at the lobby with the exit doors open, kind of taunting us, but no, they keep going down. But yeah, once I made it to this section in the run, I was like, okay, I should be good. I should be 100% good. And I was right, I was. Now, with us, which I paused the game again so I can have the insane walkthrough so I know what to do. Now, this section is literally like pretty like linear. There's only one way to go, so you can't really get confused. So just keep going straight, because again, that's the only way you can go. Go through this double door. We will come back into this hallway, the A block hallway. We will come back into here later. But just for now, just keep going straight through the hallways. Get to the very, very, very end of this hallway to activate a little chase sequence, which this chase sequence is, like I keep saying, very easy. The second you hear the alarms turn on, turn around and run. So right there, second the alarms turn on, I turn around and I start running. Because if you stayed there longer, the wall rider would have killed you in one hit, and he spawns at that door where the alarm started. But once you go through this door, you're safe. Another cutscene will play. Don't worry, you won't die here. This is a cutscene, like I said. The big piggy, since we're the little piggy, he's the big piggy. The wall rider will kill him, and this is how the game shows you that the wall rider can only be seen in night vision. Which, I mean, yeah, that is true, but you don't really need to use night vision to find them. Sometimes you can see them even without the camcorder, so... Yeah, so with that guy dead, we go back to the A block now. Hallway, this one. And there's a little door where the, I think, owner of the facility is basically lore dumping right now, but I honestly do not care because I just want to get the hell out, and I also want to complete the Lunatic run. To be honest, this is the only boring part in the run, in my opinion, because you're just sitting here doing nothing, listening to the guy talk. But, at the end of this conversation, though, he'll tell us to kill a patient that is, I think, the host of the wall rider. So we have to kill him to basically kill the wall rider. And he opens the door behind us that leads into this office, and then he opens up another door that actually leads us to where the host of the wall rider is. Now that he opens it, I immediately leave because fuck that dude. So, coming to this area, just go all the way down to the end. There's no reason to go into any of the other rooms. They're literally pointless. Now, the second you get to this double doors, as you can see, the wall rider will spawn, but if you just keep running past him, you won't get hit by him. Crawl through, or squeeze through the first gap to the left. Keep going up the stairs, keep going straight. Well, this is another chase sequence. The second you get to the airlock, you should be good. But just keep running, don't look back, like every other chase sequence. This room, once you're out of the airlock, go right, go through the double doors. Go through this big door, wait for it to open. Now, this is where Billy, the host of the wall rider, is. He's right there in that little thing. I don't know why I do that. I also grab the document here only because I don't want to accidentally grab it when I'm about to literally end the game. Because if I misclick and I accidentally grab the document, I could have died there at the very, very end. And, you know, we obviously don't want that to happen. We're literally, like, maybe 5 minutes away from the ending. Yeah. Well, it says 6.5 minutes, but yeah. Go up here, though. Pretty easy. There's going to be a little switch, or, sorry, valve. Just turn that on. Go back the way you are, or the way you were going. But once you get down the first flight of stairs, just jump off the railing. There's no point in wasting time and going all the way down the stairs. Just jump off. And then immediately keep running. And then once you get into this room, you're basically good. Just keep running until you get to that other big stairs. Go up the stairs. These ones you can't sadly jump off of, so we won't do that later on. Squeeze through here. We're coming up on another jump that could actually end your run fairly easily, which I was actually kind of scared of because of how big the jump is, but I make it, so, you know, no point in worrying. It's at the very, very top of this very long staircase, or tall staircase, sorry. Which is right here. This is the jump. Second you make that jump, turn to the right because the wall rider will spawn to your left and he will kill you. This room, you need to have your night vision because it is pitch black. The second you get into the airlock, though, you're safe. You're safe. You don't need to worry about anything. You're safe. Now, once the airlock opens, go up the stairs. You need to turn off a fuse thing. I almost picked up that document for some reason. Turn off the fuse box or power source, whatever the hell. And then go back the way you did, which also, how does Miles, the main character, know which ones to, like, disconnect? But whatever. It doesn't matter. Use your camcorder again to go through. We're not going to get any more camcorders, or batteries, so, you know, there's really no point in... This jump is scripted. You're going to technically fail it no matter what, because the wall rider gets you. But yeah, we don't have any more batteries. We got the last one, so, you know. It's just the final stretch now. Now, we basically beat the game already. We basically did. The second we get to Billy's little container, or his little pod or whatever, the second we slam our hand down, we're safe. So, boom. Now we basically just beat the game, because after this, it's just a cutscene. So yeah, we just beat the game on Lunatic mode. And I know I made it sound really easy, and that's because it was really easy. But if this is your first time playing the game, I will say you will definitely struggle with this, but I've played this game multiple times in the past, so I already am familiar with it. And since I replayed it 3 times, basically, for all the trophies along with the first Lunatic run, that itself helped me learn it even better, so yeah. Again, in my opinion, it's still pretty easy to get Lunatic run without dying. So after this, all you have to do is just walk, and like I said before, the second you slam your hand on the little thingy, you beat the game anyways, so this is just kind of like you just not really playing the game. I mean, yeah, you still have to move, but, I mean, you're done with the game. You don't need to do anything else. The game kind of just does it for you. Like, I remember when I was playing this, I was in this section and I was like, yes, walk, we're so close. We just need the trophy. We're so close to the end. Go. I was very excited that I got this on my second try, nonetheless. I can't stress that enough. Getting this on my second attempt, too. Like, God. I was so fucking happy when I did that. And the second you pass through this little section, like that little yellow tape, a cutscene will play and then credits will roll because we're about to get gunned down. We're about to die. No, don't shoot! And then, even though we are getting shot to fucking pieces, I want to say we technically don't die, because like what he just said, we are now the host of the Wall Rider. So the Wall Rider comes up and he just kills everybody. Because again, we're the host now. The Wall Rider liked us, so he was like, I'm gonna keep you now. And just like that, the Lunatic run is done, and there is the Lunatic trophy. Finish the game in insane mode. Let's go. Just like that, it's that easy. I'm just that good at the game. So yeah, that was my entire Lunatic trophy run, or insane mode run. Like I kept saying in the commentary, it was really easy for me to do it. Second attempt, can't stress that enough, second attempt. But I mean, it was still really fun, and when I was speedrunning this one and the DLC, it honestly made me kind of want to speedrun like a lot more games, because I actually had a huge blast just literally speeding through the game, trying to go through it as fast as I can without dying. That to me was just really fun. And there was a lot of parts where I was like, my heart was pounding because I thought I was gonna like die at a certain spot, and then I did it, and I'll be like, oh, okay, I can rest easy now. But I cannot stress enough, when I got that trophy, I was so happy. I was screaming, let's go! Like, I was home alone, like, at the time, too, because both my parents were at work and my sister was at school, and I was just like, let's go! Yeah! Like, I probably scared my animals while doing that because I was so happy. But, I mean, yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna make another video like this, but for, the DLC of the game, because the DLC has the same trophy where you have to beat the entire game on insane mode, which has the same rules. If you die, you have to start all the way back at the beginning because it's permadeath. You only have 2 batteries, limited batteries in the map. Enemies are harder, which with the DLC, I wasn't very familiar with the DLC. I've played it before in the past, but I honestly don't remember the layout as well as I do the base game. Yes, I was doing a yes, I was watching a walkthrough, but I was also doing it from memory as well. So yeah, DLC was still easy. I did that one on my first attempt. Tip of the fedora on that one. Pretty proud of that. But yeah, it was pretty easy for both of them. I had a huge amount of fun doing it too, because I love speedrunning games, or at least games that I can speedrun quick. Like, part of me wants to try to speedrun Bloodborne, just to see how I am with that, because I know people can speedrun it in like, I think maybe 30 minutes, which to me it's like, how the fuck do you do that in 30 minutes? What? Anyways, but yeah, that's all for this video. If you enjoyed, like the video. If you didn't like it, dislike it, it's your own opinion. I mean, I could care less. Again, like I said, it's your own opinion. You're a human being. Everyone has opinions, whether they're good or not. If you want to see more content from me, subscribe, please. I want to make money from doing YouTube. I want to actually do this full time. I like making videos. I like showing things that I like. Like, for instance, the last fucking video I did, or the second video I did back, was literally me talking about the new season in Phineas and Ferb. That was just something that interests me. I just want to make videos that I find interesting, that hopefully other people will find like interesting. And like, so yeah, that's about it. Peace.